This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We know him as many things, but probably most notably Ari Gold on Entourage. The one, the only, Jeremy Piven joins us now. Good morning, Jeremy.
Morning.
I haven't slept just thinking about this interview.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm so excited, right? I was at a function last night, and one of my friends literally flew in 2 days ago from Chicago. He was at the Bulls game where Giddy hit the game winner right in LeBron's face. I know you were there. Tell us the whole experience.
I actually shot that shot from half court. Josh, he's taking all the credit. Here's the reality. I've been to your great country, and I've seen the way these pro teams play.
Yep.
And you guys are underrated. You guys have brilliant players, and they work their asses off. Can I swear on this show?
Absolutely.
No, we're live. No, don't. I'd rather you not. I'd rather you not.
Okay.
Please.
Some
Sean, don't encourage it.
I know. Sean does enough
Look,
of that.
Josh is a legend.
Yeah.
And he's also very humble. Like, I don't know if you saw the interview after the game, but they
Yeah.
said, how many game winners have you hit? And he said, never. Never hit one.
Yeah.
And you got the selfie. I saw that. So you're courtside. Imagine you just go up to him and go, "Can I get a quick selfie?" Or does he ask you?
You know what's kind of insane is that selfie has had 1 million views in a couple days. That shows you the power of like him stepping up. And by the way, look, I'm from Chicago.
Yep.
You know, I love my Bulls. We're the type of people that like we support our teams no matter what. And we're still holding on to the Chicago Bears winning the Super Bowl in '85 and Michael Jordan. And, so we've got this, DEI is alive and well in the United States in the way that for the first time we have a lot of white players playing in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, Josh is a total stud. He deserves it. All those guys, they're hardworking dudes, and they're finally starting to get their flowers. I love it.
I believe you were in Melbourne last year and did a couple of stops, Adelaide, Sydney. Did you have a favourite and least favourite thing about Australia? A lot of people don't like certain bugs, insects, stuff like that. I'm not just saying this. The best shows I've done in my life were Melbourne at the Palais Theatre.
Yeah.
And then Sydney at the State Theatre. Because, first of all, those theaters are beautiful. And everyone was so present. Sometimes you go into a room and they're not necessarily getting the references.
Yep.
But in Australia, it was like we were all there together. They got all my references. That's why I literally was like, how soon can I come back?
Have you noticed Australians ever call you Jezza? Because that would be a very Australian thing to do to somebody called Jeremy. Has that happened to you?
Oh, no, I love it. I mean, the people from the UK call me that as well.
Yeah.
And I know. I'm going to be seeing Monty Franklin tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be eating Vegemite and doing like his whole, I don't know if you've seen any of his clips. They're really funny.
Be careful with the Vegemite, Jeremy, because it's just a little brush of the Vegemite. And a lot of people, what we do internationally, everyone just lays
Slathers
it on thick, right?
like it's Nutella or
It's
something.
too much, mate. It's too much. Be careful.
I shall proceed with caution. But I mean, like, it says a lot about you guys that, like, I love the fact that you're very opinionated. Brands like Starbucks can't survive in Australia because you guys don't like viciously mediocre coffee.
It's true. It is true. But coffee, nobody messes with our coffee.
Hey,
Thank
Jeremy,
you.
I've seen a few interviews where you've mentioned the fact that people have come up to you along the journey about representing them as an agent. How many times do you reckon that's happened along the journey?
It hasn't happened a lot. For some reason, in this country, they have a hard time separating, fictional characters from reality. And I think a lot of guys thought that Entourage was a documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. And I go to the UK and even Australia, and they go, look, they get that I'm an actor, but over here they get a little confused.
Have you ever gone along with it? Like, I can do that.
Let's organise a
Give us
meeting.
your number. It's going to cost you.
I have never done that, but that actually would be genius. And that actually would be a great stunt. Just like, go on a meeting with someone and just wear the suit. I would shave and play through as Ari Gold and film them until their head exploded.
Exactly.
Stand-up show is at the Astor Theatre August 6th. What can we expect in a Jeremy Piven show?
The thing about people in Australia is like, yes, they're very opinionated. They take their comedy very seriously. But if you crack through and you're genuinely funny and you're having a laugh with them, they're along for the ride. So I talk about what it's like from my point of view, being on sets, having people come up to me and mistake me for Ari Gold. I can't wait to have this conversation with you guys where you've seen the comedy and I don't have to explain how funny I am because I feel like I'm explaining a joke.
Yeah.
You got to come and see it because, yes, it's observational stuff and I do impressions and I'm all over the map. But just to kind of explain it to you feels like I'm explaining a joke that you never heard.
I think we just take your word for it. It's going to be a great show. Nothing viciously mediocre about it at all. Jeremy Piven, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
I'll see you guys very soon.
Can't wait.
Good on you, Jeremy.
Thanks,
Let's go,
buddy.
Perth.
Let's
Yeah,
go, brother.
let's
We'll hug
do
it the
it.
out.
Yes.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Yeah,
Acting
I like it.
Sergeant Ben Woods joins us. Ben, welcome.
Good
Ben.
morning.
Hey, Ben, where are you from originally?
A lovely little town called Hastings in Sussex.
Hastings?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the real deal. So
Yeah,
and
the
you
real deal.
you were a copper in the UK.
Yeah, 13 years for my sins.
Okay, and so then what? The opportunity to come out here arose. There was a bit of a recruitment campaign, I guess.
Yeah, so I...
Why are you here, Ben?
Why
That's
am I
the
here?
question.
Why am I here? There's probably a number of reasons that I could go into, but essentially it's lifestyle, right?
Yes.
Yep.
We get one life. Take
Yep.
every opportunity you can to make your life better, and that's why I'm here. You know, I've done the job for a long time in the UK. I got probably just frustrated with the United
Yeah.
Kingdom, all of the politics.
Yes.
Saw this opportunity. I was
Wait,
like, why
that's
not
for
take
me.
it? Like, look at WA. This is the most amazing state. Perth is a brilliant, beautiful, vibrant city. Why not take that opportunity?
You do have a shift tonight in Northbridge, right?
I do.
7
you know,
p.m. to 5 a.m. if you really
7
want to
p.m.
test
till
that
5
comment.
a.m.
You'll see him
if
at the kebab shop just about 5 a.m.
You'll see me standing there looking grumpy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben, I would have thought the other difference is in the UK you'd have a smaller car to whip around.
Yeah.
Over here, you got something with a bit more power, a bit bigger.
Yeah, the cars here. You got the Rangers, you got the Skodas.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
actually, you got some nice cars to drive around rather than a little Ford Focus in the UK.
At what point did they come to you and say, "Hey, we want to put you on a TV show"? Because it's one thing to come out here and do the job, and I mean that would be hard enough. But then they're like, "We want to follow you around with a camera and watch you doing your job."
Oh, I think when they saw me, because obviously I've got a face for TV, right?
Well, you have. Very
Dashing
beautiful
good
man.
looks, dashing good
Beautiful
looks.
man.
No, so they I think WA Police were reached out to by Prospero.
Yes.
To say, hey, look, we've got these cops are coming over. We've heard about. Why not make a documentary? It's not just a boring one about police. This TV show is about raw lives
Yes.
of people. You know,
and the culture clash
the
and
culture clash between the UK. You know, you're actually seeing the difference between the UK, Australia, but also you're seeing raw emotions of people.
Yes.
You're seeing the person behind the badge. It's
Yes.
what always they say, isn't it? You know, you just see a uniform, you just see a cop. You know, and that's all that matters. You know, it's just a person. They're not even a person.
No.
This show will show you the person behind the badge. There are tears.
Yeah.
There is laughter. There is tears from laughter. There is the lot. You know,
Yeah.
it's
The full
it's
gamut.
a story.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
story. It's not just it's not a program. It's a story.
Have you done a stint in the country here?
I've done 2 weeks in Kununurra.
Oh, how was that?
That would have been an eye opener.
It was an eye opener. Sometimes it's an eye closer because I didn't want to see what they're seeing.
Yeah.
But actually, really, really good for development, but really
Yeah.
good for starting to see Australia. I went there to earn some money. Let's be honest, right?
Yes.
You know, you do those things to earn some good money. I actually tried to avoid the overtime because I thought the Kimberleys was such a beautiful spot.
Yeah, that you wanted to make the most of
I made the
being
most
there.
of it.
Yeah.
I was out all day travelling, hiking, exploring, seeing the beauty, and then going to work. I'm thinking, right, work's getting in the way now.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. That's right.
Did you go fishing up there? Because there are crocs in the water.
I went swimming up there. I was told it's a bit, you know, there was
Well,
a
Lake
part-
Argyle's a fresh water.
Yeah, so I was told there's freshies and then there's salties.
Yeah.
If it's a salty,
Yeah, you got to ask first.
absolutely, yeah. Apparently, if they say see you later, it's an alligator. It's all good. It's,
Okay, yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
So what are the nuances of when you're being a cop but you got the camera crew following you around?
So I thought that would be more difficult than it was. I actually found it more of a challenge in the academy because it's all brand new. You know, you're trying to learn all these
Yes.
new things, and you then got a camera crew saying, how was that? How did that go? How did that make you feel? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying
I'm
to learn.
still trying to remember what they just told us. Yeah.
And I thought it'd be more of a challenge on the street. Actually, it was great because you had the shooter directors. I used to call them the camera ladies. They hated it, but they were the shooter directors, Claire and Cal, and they were brilliant. They make you feel relaxed, looking after you. You wouldn't even know were there. So you're dealing with some sort of incident. You wouldn't even know the cameras were there.
You don't have to reposition yourself, so you got a better shot while you're resting.
Sometimes you have to ask the criminal, hang on, could we just go back and start again?
Can you just redo that?
While you're arresting somebody?
From the top.
Can you just start that chase
the light
again?
wasn't too great for that one. Let's do that again.
How do you go in the heat?
I like the heat, and I'm not just saying that. And what is it they say? It's a dry heat in Perth, right?
Yeah, true.
Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun.
I love it. I love the heat. I moved here not just for the weather, but for everything, right? The whole package. But the weather's a good selling point. That it makes you happy.
Yeah.
This is why I think people here are happier, because salaries are better, the weather's better, people are nicer, and I'm not just saying that. People in Perth are a lot nicer than a lot of English people.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Andy Lee, hello.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Morning.
We're wonderful, Andy. Hey, Andy, how much time have you got with us? Because I've got that many questions to ask you about your life at the moment.
Mostly about your pub, obviously.
No, I was going to ask him also about Carlton.
Dim Sims. House
We
renovations.
can talk about.
What do you want to focus on? Carlton?
Probably the 100 coming back. Definitely not Carlton. Dim Sims is good. Yes, they're available at Coles.
Yeah. Premium dim sim range, which I thought could have been an oxymoron. You're trying to challenge that.
A premium dim sim
That's,
range.
that's exactly right.
So you got premium dim sims and the 100's gone prime time. I'm sensing a theme here, Andy.
Yeah. Moving up in the world, except Carlton are going the opposite direction. So, I'll avoid
Can't
all
have
questions
everything.
about that.
Yeah, but doesn't that balance everything out?
That
how it balances
just
thing
keeps
out.
the earth spinning, you know?
I think you're probably right.
And Andy, just to quickly clarify, it's dimmies and tinnies, which is your dim sim range, which you can get where?
Coles.
Coles, there we go.
You got to be careful when you say dimmies and tinnies, because if you say tinnies...
Oh, that was a
Which is a
concern,
whole
was
new
it?
franchise that I think probably might sell better.
That's where the money is, Andy. Come on.
Andy, why the dim sims?
Yeah.
It's during COVID. We were on a Zoom with a few mates having beers, and we had a joke that we should make a premium dim sim. We just didn't think it would take 4.5 years to do it. So one of my mates is a world-class chef from New York. We flew him out and we tried to start making them. But they were harder to get right than we thought. But, eventually we got them right. And then we did some pop-ups because the minimum run was 12,000.
Oh! What?
And then someone from Coles came to a pop-up and said, these are delicious, we should put them in supermarkets. And we're like, oh, wow, okay, great. So they just kind of launched now, so you can get a D&T's divvy in the Coles supermarket.
I love the fact, Andy, that you've got what we don't have.
We don't have.
Which is follow through. In that we've all had those ideas, and even you say, oh, I can't believe it took 4.5 years. It would take 30 years for us to pull that sort of thing together. So well done.
Oh, thank you. Once I start something, I tend to like finishing it, and even no matter how bad it's going, to be honest.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if that's a good trait or a bad one.
How are you, Renos? Super segue.
That is one of the best segues I've ever heard in my entire broadcasting career. That's incredible. Look, slowly, we've finished digging though, at least, which is good.
Oh, great.
147 days of excavation.
Whoa, my
That
Lord.
is ridiculous.
Isn't that ridiculous? We just hit solid bluestone. And so, and then this is like sounding, it sounds more obnoxious than it is, but they had to use diamond-tipped drill bits.
Yeah, I know that.
You're so extra.
When they do train tunnels, that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they have to use, the equipment they have to use over here.
Is that
Exactly.
Is that why that train line in Melbourne is taking so long? Is because you used all the diamond-tipped drills?
Yeah, and a little bit of the drill bit chipped off, and I gave it to Beck as an engagement ring. So it was a little bit of a saving.
Win-win.
A little bit of a saving there.
Oh,
Well, let's talk about the 100 because it is back tomorrow night, which, of course, everybody's excited about. And you've gone into that primetime 7:30 time slot when people are going to switch on and think that maths is still on.
Yes, hopefully. Sophie Monk on tomorrow. Hamish Blake.
Never heard of
appearing
him.
in our opening. Yeah, neither had I. And I heard he's difficult to deal with. And then and Mike Goldstein. And because we are in a new family-friendly slot of 7:30, we are tackling even though the show probably isn't all that family friendly at times. If you think you're watching with the kids, though, go ahead. We need the numbers. But we're tackling the subject of family. That's the first topic. And I'll test you guys here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
How many Aussies have been busted as a teenager sneaking out? What percentage?
I'd say 1 in 2.
Hang on,
50%.
wait. Did you say not that have admitted to doing it, but that were actually busted? Or I'm going to say 26.
I'll go with 15.
I'm changing mine to 33 because I had 2 sisters and one of them got caught, so 1 out of 3.
There you go.
Okay.
Get an amazing sound effect ready. So Nat's got it perfectly, 26%.
Thank you. Hand over the trophy.
Whoa.
Drop mic situation, Nat. Well done.
Doesn't even have a family.
Good start. You got another one for us, Andy?
Yep, absolutely. What percent of Australians stack their cutlery in the dishwasher with the handles facing up?
Oh, that's a good one.
Handles facing up.
It'd be 50%, you'd think, because otherwise, although if you do it wrong, if you put it down, the wife gets angry.
You should put the pointy knives down, but other than that...
I think you're right, Ross. I reckon it's the 50-60%. I'm going to go 60.
I'm going to say 32.
I'm going 60 as well.
Oh, 46%.
I should have gone with the 50-50, Ross.
Yeah. Ross, I don't know who won that one.
No, it was a draw. We were both 14 away from it, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, your maths is better than mine, Matt. One more then. Okay. What percent of Australians have a secret family?
Oh. Man.
Like,
A secret family.
it's probably...
2%. I hope.
Nah, it's got to be lower than that, surely. 2%
no, but
have a
that
secret
might
family.
be like that found a brother that they didn't know about kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say 3%.
Yeah, I'm sticking 2.
I'll go 1 then.
Nat's got it. 5%.
Have you seen the episode?
No. I'm not from the future.
You got the almanac. You're stolen the almanac.
She's just in touch with the common man.
Exactly. I know
It's nice to have at least one person in your trio that's grounded.
Thank you.
It's about time that they got rid of Sean. Well done, Ross.
Mate, my team's on the board, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't give me a hard time.
Ow, that hurt.
I'm hanging up.
We can't let you go without asking about your New York pub,
We
Andy,
got to.
because, and you had to soft launch and they drank the place dry, which is the most Australian result of all time.
Shoeys as well been done.
It was embarrassing, actually, to run out of beer and then close the doors by 10 p.m.
So funny.
So, Andy, there was a lineup of people, just thousands of people trying to get in. Was it just...
It still is. It's a line every day, which is just crazy. The guys that put it together, a couple of mates of mine, they do know how to put together a venue. It's Eddie's his name, and he was so devastated they ran out of beer. He was embarrassed about it. I said, don't worry, it's a fun story. Yeah. But it's kicked off. Paddy Mills ran his first run club. So we're the only pub to have a run club.
Yeah.
U.S Pub, and he ran that on Thursday, and it turned into a heaver.
Yes.
With Paddy pouring his own shoey from behind the bar.
So Paddy's one of the owners, yeah?
Yeah. So the owners, everyone was going to be silent partners, but I think it's become too exciting. But thought because there was no Australian pub in New York, we better fix that. And so I reached out to a bunch of iconic Australians and I tried to attach myself to them, essentially. So it's Mick Fanning, Ash Barty, Paddy Mills, Pat Cummins, Hugh Jackman, Hamish and myself.
You are hilarious,
so
Andy.
Did everyone go for the opening, or people had other things on?
Hayne came across the opening. I mean, it's pretty hard to get that group in at the same time.
I was going to say.
But we've got a WhatsApp, and as people said yes, Mick Fanning was the first in, and Haim, and as people join, I joined them to the WhatsApp, and I introduced Hugh Jackman to the WhatsApp. I'm like, hey guys, we've got a new investor.
Hugh Jackman has entered the chat.
Exactly. It's an actor. He had a pretty small indie film come out this year, so I don't know how it went. So good luck. And people are welcoming. And Pat Cummins writes, great, Hugh, to have someone in New York to do admin and take the bins out, etc.
I'm a bit disappointed there's no Hemsworth involved, but other than that...
Oh, if you've got a Jackman, you can't have a Hemsworth. You can only have one muscly man on...
That's true. One superhero.
No, I reckon you could squeeze... Maybe just get Luke then.
Hey, Andy, how many people turned up for Run Club? I'd imagine that would have been going off.
Yeah, it was huge. Hundreds and hundreds. It's been great. So if anyone is going to New York or you've got friends there, send them down to old mates. Yeah, 170 John Street.
Yeah, it's down near the Wall Street end of New York, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just underneath Brooklyn Beach, below Chinatown and kind of alongside Financial District.
Near the pier. Yeah, right.
Hey, Andy, I hope it's a great success. When I first finished footy, there was me and a couple of guys who we got involved in a pub in San Francisco. Anyway, I went broke. It was called Bondi Lifesavers.
Oh, that's great.
I thought, I'm buying into this. This is it.
Yeah.
Anyway, no good.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we've started strong, but I look forward to us hearing war stories in a few years' time. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it too.
Love your work, Andy. So,
cheers, guys.
The 100, check it out tomorrow night, 7:30 on Channel 9. Dim Sims from Coles.
Yeah.
Just drive past his renovation in
Old
Kew
mates
in
in New
Melbourne.
York, yeah.
Old mates in New York. A lot to plug. Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, legend.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.